an ingredient that is missing from most of the success formulas out there today. Without this magic ingredient, your dreams and goals fall flat. But with this magic ingredient, you can accomplish anything and everything you want to. And it's called self-discipline.
Several disciplines that you need to develop if you want to achieve your full potential.
The first discipline of all is the discipline of clear thinking. The quality of your thinking determines the quality of your decisions and choices. Your decisions and choices determine the actions you take. The actions you take determine your results. Your results determine the quality of your life. Peter Drucker said, you need to take time to think. Fast decisions are usually wrong decisions, especially fast decisions involving people or money. So if you're going to make a decision that has long-term consequences, then you have to give it a lot of thought. You have to sort of look at it like a beautiful piece of porcelain. You look at it from every single side and think about it carefully. And the more carefully you think about a decision, the better the quality of that decision will be when you finally make it. One of the very best ways that you can develop the discipline of clear thinking is to sit in solitude for 30 to 60 minutes when you have a major problem or a major issue in your life.
You'll start to go calm, and all the energy, all the fidgetiness will disappear. And it's almost like a bucket full of silty water. You leave it sit there for a while, the water goes completely clear. And at a certain point, ideas will start to come.
As you're writing out all the details, sometimes exactly the right choice pops out at you. It becomes clear, but you would not have triggered that superconscious solution if you hadn't taken the time to think on paper. You know, Aristotle once said that wisdom, which is the greatest of all human desires, wisdom is the ability to make good decisions. Here's the key to good thinking. Be open to doing something completely different. Clear thinking is the first discipline, and it is the discipline practiced by the most successful, happiest, and wealthiest people in our society. The second major discipline is the discipline of daily goal setting.
Have your goals in writing. Write them out very specifically and clearly. Those 4 steps, writing and rewriting your goal each morning, reviewing them in the evening, and asking yourself those 2 questions. What did I do right? What did I do that moved me toward my goals today? And what would I do differently if I had the day to live over? If you'll ask yourself those 2 questions, in the next 30 days, you'll accomplish more than you accomplished in the last 6 months. Because every time you write your goals down, you're programming them into your subconscious mind. When you program them into your subconscious mind, you set up a field of vibration within your brain. And this law of attraction, based on this field of vibration, attracts into your life people and circumstances that harmonize with your dominant thoughts.
The third discipline is the discipline of courage.
Mark Twain said, do the thing you fear, and the death of fear is certain. Fear and courage tend to be habits. That if you are afraid and you give in to the fear and you back away, it becomes a habit to back away whenever you're afraid or unsure. If you're afraid and you force yourself to confront the fear, it becomes a habit to confront the fear whenever you find something that you're afraid of. And you'll find that most fears disappear when you confront them.
You realize that the fear was in your own mind. Identify one fear situation in your life today and use that as your challenge. Use that as your test case. Once you've done that, you'll look up and you'll be a different person. For the rest of your life, you'll know that nothing that you're afraid of can stop you. The fourth discipline is the discipline of daily time management. Disciplining yourself to plan your day thoroughly before you begin will save you at least 10 minutes for every minute you spend in planning, and according to the research, it will increase your productivity by 25 to 50%, maybe even double your productivity for every day that you plan. Begin the discipline of daily time management by making a list. The very best time to make this list is the night before. If you do this, then your subconscious mind works on your plan all night long, and you often wake up in the morning with great ideas to implement your plan. Then you organize your list by priority. You'll get twice as much done on any day where you start and complete your major task first thing than on any other day. When you have the self-control, self-mastery, self-discipline to start and complete your most important task, you just feel fabulous about yourself. The fifth discipline is the discipline of regular saving and investing.
Savings today are what guarantee the security and the possibilities of tomorrow. The first corollary of the law of saving and becoming a money-saving expert comes from the book The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason. It is to pay yourself first. Begin today to save 10% of your earnings off the top and never touch it.
This is your fund for long-term financial accumulation, and you never use it for any other reason except to assure your financial future. Many people start by saving 10% of their income and then graduate to saving 15%, 20%, and even more. And their financial lives change dramatically as a result. And so will yours.
The sixth discipline is the discipline of continuous learning.
What takes you from rags to riches is personal development. Peter Drucker says, knowledge and skill are the keys to the 21st century. And the only thing that will be relevant, the only skill that will be relevant in the 21st century is the ability to learn new skills. Because virtually everything you know is becoming obsolete at a rapid rate. So if you're not continually learning and upgrading your knowledge and skills, you're not staying in the same place. Here are the three keys to continuous learning. Number one is read in your field 30 to 60 minutes each day. Turn off the television, turn off the radio, put aside the newspaper, and just read in your field. Read books, the best-selling books written by the most successful people in your field, because books contain a wealth of riches that can enable you to function at a far higher level, to get much better results than you could before. The second thing you do is take every course that you possibly can. The courses and seminars that are available to you in your field that are given by professionals that are courses that have been developed over years and years and years. They have been tested and tested and tested. The person who is talking to you for several hours has spent thousands of hours learning their subject. They have dry tested this or done test runs with thousands of other people. When you take a course, you can learn enough information in 1 or 2 days, more than you could learn in 2 or 3 years or maybe even a lifetime, all distilled and put together. The third way that you can upgrade your skills is listen to audio programs in your car. The more you commit yourself to becoming the best person you can be, the more you like yourself and respect yourself, the more energy you have, the bigger goals you set for yourself, the more you persist.
Now, the seventh discipline is the discipline of hard work. In the studies of self-made millionaires, again, they said, I didn't have better education, better talent, better knowledge, but I was willing to work harder than anyone else. So the harder you work, the luckier you get. The harder you work, the more opportunities you have, the more doors open up to you, the more opportunities you see. If you look at an entrepreneurial startup, a business that's being run by somebody who's really driving it forward, you'll find that the business owner is usually the first one there, works through the whole day, usually the last one to leave. Business owner usually works on Saturday and Sunday. At the end of the day, if you work 3 extra hours, start earlier, work harder, stay later, you'll add 6 hours of productive work to your day. Every hour of uninterrupted work when nobody's there translates into 3 hours of productivity when there's people around interrupting you.
The 7 personal qualities that assure success. Number 1, you must know yourself and know exactly what it is you want in life. Goal orientation is an essential requirement of all successful people. Most people starting their businesses compare themselves to millionaires. But once they get to be millionaire status, they start to compare themselves to billionaires. What kept the person going for 25 years was the mission. The ability to focus. Very important. The ability to focus is the absolute critical requirement for success. A person who is focused, of average intelligence, can run circles around a person who is a genius who doesn't have the focus. That is why people come out of the universities with PhD degrees and with master's degrees and with sometimes 5, 10, 15 years of advanced education, and they can barely make a living, and other people quit school in grade 10 and grade 11, and they come out of school and 5 or 10 years later they have their own successful businesses. It's the ability to focus the talents that you have like an arrow to hit specific targets. The only difference between a successful business person, or let us say a person who has launched a business and one who has not, is what? Is the person who's launched the business has done it. The person who has not, has not. The next personal quality that assures success is you must determine the price that you will have to pay in order to be successful, and then resolve to pay that price. For every single thing you want in life, there's a price. In a recent study, they found that in our society, you work 8 hours a day for survival. If you're only working 8 hours a day, you won't do anything more than survive. Every additional hour, whether you're... working for yourself or someone else is for success. And so it's very important that you keep putting in those additional hours, whether it's extra reading, extra study, extra work. Number 3 characteristic is self-responsibility. You have to accept 100% responsibility for your life and for everything that you are or ever will be. And the opposite of accepting full responsibility is making excuses. And many people have said that making excuses is a disease that is fatal to success.
In the military academies, I think it's worldwide, it's the same. But in the military academies, whenever you are confronted with a senior officer, and you have, let us say you have your tie is askew, or your jacket is not ironed, and you're only allowed to give one of 3 answers. Yes, sir, no excuse. You are not allowed to say any other word. That's how they train the top officers in the world, because they know that nothing makes a person weaker or littler than always making excuses. No leader could be a leader if all they did was make excuses. Henry Ford once gave this motto for success: it's never complain, never explain.
Number 5, you must be willing to work hard, to go the extra mile, and to always do more than you're paid for. One of the major secrets of success is always do more than you're paid for, and then you will always be paid more than what you're getting now. And number 6, you must use your time well. Remember, this life is not a rehearsal for anything else in life. And all successful business people, all self-made millionaires, look upon their time as a resource, and they're very careful with it. They spend their time the way they would spend money.
Successful people always look at time and money, and they realize that the two are interchangeable. Now, here's another important point. You can invest time to get more money. You can invest money to get more time. And time and money put together equal happiness.
Finally, number 7,
The ability to spot trends and to be aware of changes and where the changes are going. In a recent Fortune magazine article on why companies fail, they say one of the major reasons for failure is the failure to anticipate how changes are going to affect their business and to go on doing things the same way. So there are 2 obstacles to becoming everything you are capable of becoming. Obstacle number 1 is homeostasis. It means that you become rigid and fixed in the way that you think. It's a major reason that people don't grow is because they get locked into what they've already done in the past, and they're very uneasy about doing something new. And you're not willing to try new things. So what you do is by creating a big goal, you're forced out of your comfort zone because you cannot stay at your current level of performance and set a big goal for yourself. The goal forces you to think bigger, which is why we talked about putting a 0 at the end of your income goal.
Learn to see the opportunity that's right around you. It's easy to get busy and sort of blinded and just walk along and not see what's possible and what's available.
You see, the average man believes some businesses are better than others, instead of realizing the truth that there are no bad businesses. There are just those people who don't know enough to see the opportunities in the work they're in. It takes imagination, creative imagination, to know that diamonds don't look like diamonds in their rough state, nor does a pile of iron ore look like iron or steel. Great opportunities lurk constantly in every aspect of the work in which we now find ourselves. People who become outstanding at their work are those who see their work as an opportunity for growth and development, and who prepare themselves for the opportunities which surround them every day. If we will only have the wisdom and patience to intelligently and effectively explore the work in which we're now engaged, we'll usually find that it contains the riches we seek, whether they be financial or intangible or both.